All right, on to number 11. Eliminating procrastination, eliminating distractions completely, getting busy, being seriously busy. Not that fake busy like that. I'm just not gonna text you back, but I see your response. I'm talking about your day is so busy that you don't even have time to really check your phone. That's the kind of busy that I'm talking about. All right, this is number 12. So if you haven't, like I said earlier on another step, you're supposed to be assessing your situation. So for this step, what I want you to do is write everything down. Write how you want your life to look. Write down what you want to drive. Write down what you want to be eating every day. Write down how you want your life to be on an everyday basis. Write down how much money you're going to spend. Write down how much your bills are. Write down how much that new place is. The cost of it, not per month, but for the year. Right? Let's do yearly costs of everything that we want to accumulate. The things that we need, even like the budgeting of your bills and everything that you got to pay for, car insurance, health insurance, pet insurance, stuff like that. Let's start accumulating all those costs, adding it up, keeping a big number at the end, so we can figure out what kind of lifestyle we want and how much money we're going to need to actually create that life. Alright, so at this particular moment, we should really, really, really understand what discernment is by this point. It's your biggest asset. It's your biggest tool, and you need to be able to use it to know where you want to go and literally who and what not to talk to, where to go, where to be at, how to move. That's a real big thing with discernment. It's going to also teach you, I'll put discernment and discipline in the same kind of category. Because once you learn one, you learn the other. Once you elevate, it's going to be extremely hard to go back. And I would say the rough thing with that is somebody is for you before you even speak to them. Somebody is for you. A soul is for you before they even open their mouth. You can feel it. You can always feel it. All right, number 14. Your goal in life right now, and it should have always been your goal, but maybe you was off a little bit. It's cool. You wasn't on your purpose. But now that you figured out your purpose, your only goal or your top 3 goals, and the number 1 should be your children. It should be understanding your children. It should be becoming the best loving father. It should be becoming the most nurturing father. It should be become the best possible version of yourself that you can for your kids. That's what your goal is. And if it's not, then I don't even want to go there. Just be that father that you didn't have. Be that man, be that father that you didn't have growing up. Your children need you. Don't let these women, don't let these other men that don't be taking care of these kids, don't be letting the men that care about money more than they care about their legacy and their children. Don't let these men, don't let these souls that know nothing about true love try to push you into doing things just because, and it's actually going to hurt your family. Your kids need you. Huh? The muffin is going to make you beautiful?
Yes.
Come here. Give me a hug. Give me a kiss. Stop. Forehead.
Daddy, love you. That's Daddy what?
Go put it on your plate so it doesn't spill, okay?
Okay.
Be careful. She's trying to make me cry while I'm recording. Alright, this is number 14 or 15. This gotta be the win. Y'all doing that on purpose to me. It's cool though. It's cool. Alright, number 15. So this is for the young souls that do a lot more business at home, or they created their own company, or they're doing some kind of freelancing. Set work hours and put your phone on do not disturb. Alright, if you got a shorty and you talking to a shorty, you know what I mean, Try to text her back once every hour. You know what I mean? Don't be doing the back and forth. Get some work done. You know what I'm saying? If you got a shorty and you don't want her to feel neglected, you know what I mean, and she know your work schedule, typically you will work an 8-hour shift. You know what I mean? How many times would you text your girl at a regular job? You know what I mean? Maybe once every hour, once every 30 minutes. You feel me? Like once every hour and a half. Or you might be one of those that only talk to their chick when they break. You know what I mean? You might send a text, made it to work, love you, talk to you in a little bit, then you make a phone call. You know, real simple. Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yeah.
So why are you coming in here with the cupcake? Baby, and your show is on. What do you need? What? Okay. But yeah, so just make sure you set work hours and then put your phone aside so you can just focus on getting that work done. Alright, so this one's number 16. This one is a little personal, but it's just a mind shift change. Alright, so if you knew that you weren't really her type, that she was settling for you, and if you knew that you were just in a trauma bond, and that once you get out of this trauma bond, she's not even going to be your type no more, I promise you wouldn't even want to speak to her. You wouldn't even want to say 2 words to her. So stick in that frame, because as you elevate, there's going to be a lot of stuff that the other gender does that before you took it, but now you popping. You ain't got to take it no more. Tell that girl to get gone. Alright, number 16. Okay, number 16. Don't go looking for blessings that aren't for you. And what I mean by that is, say to yourself, I only receive blessings that God made specifically for me. Don't get into the mindset of thinking that you gotta go out looking for your time to shine. Like, God has already written down the specific times and the moments that you're supposed to shine that are specifically for you. You don't need anybody else's shine. You don't need anybody else's shine. Just stay focused, stay on your grind. You'll get your time. It's gonna come. You okay, baby? This is number 17, 16, 17. Peppa Pig toys. Here you go, mama. So, number 17 or 18. I really gotta stop doing that so I can remember what number I'm on. But focus on doing your healing, alright? Do your healing so then you can notice the triggers in yourself. Do the healing so that you can notice what triggers you, what triggers somebody else, so you can have that understanding. So you can notice what's a trauma bond, what's a trauma relationship. Like, you really need to take the time to do that healing. Because let's just say you try to rush back into a relationship before doing this healing. You're setting yourself up for failure because you have other representatives that are coming with you into this relationship. It's not just you coming into this relationship. It's also your shadow self. And if you don't even know what that is and you haven't worked on it and you don't know what your alternate ego is, you're going to have a rough time in the dating market. You're going to have a rough time finding love. You're going to have a rough time keeping love. You're going to have a rough time even trying to, like, be the bigger person and let go of your ego to show the love. You're going to have an issue with all of those things if you don't decide to hit. Alright, number 18 or 19. Always have, even if you feel like you have enough, stack up a little bit extra. Another way I would say this is, if you're going shopping and let's say you want a pair of shoes, if you can't buy 3 pairs of that shoe, then don't buy it. Wait to buy the shoe. Wait to buy that shoe when you can have 3 pairs of it, when you can afford 3 pairs of that same pair of shoe. That's how I'll kind of break that down. Alright, tip number 19. Plan smaller goals. Plan smaller goals for yourself that you can reach, obtainable goals, reachable goals. They don't have to be too crazy to where it's like, let me 10,000 followers in a month. Nothing crazy like that. Like, make them small. If you know, like a social media example, 50 followers, 20 followers in a week. Something like that. Something that's doable. So then when you reach it, you can be like, ah! You know what I mean? Out of success, like you did something great. Like, I like doing that to myself, creating very small goals that I can reach, smashing all of them, and then getting hype afterwards. Tip number 19 or 20. I don't remember when I learned this, but I didn't like reading when I was younger. I actually felt like I was like punished into reading. I didn't think reading was a fun thing until after I became an adult. So after I became an adult, I noticed that all knowledge is in books, all of it. Even the people that's studying online and giving you these courses and breaking down this information like in video, they learned it inside of a book. So I've always just wanted to pile on the knowledge now. Now I have I would say I went from having no books in my collection to now I actually have a book collection. Probably over 20 books now. And I'm pretty proud of it. But then now it's like, now I gotta get through all the books. I have 20 books and I probably only read about 5 of them. But I do ebooks also, and I read articles. So I'm always learning, and I listen to podcasts. I try to stay away from music. If that's another tip, it would be to read more, listen to podcasts more, and eliminate music altogether. You know, unless you're listening to music, I would eliminate music that has any words in it, or I would eliminate a genre of music. But beats are pretty helpful too when it comes to studying. So I would say have like a lo-fi beat mix. You know, when you're doing something creative, you know, helps you put you in that mental, that creative space. But those are big deals.